Alrighty, so bet you didn't know that we actually had a Friday game this week, didn't you? Because for those that didn't watch this game, well, I definitely send my condolences because yeah, this turns out to be one of the best game we've seen this season. I mean, coming into this game, I knew this was going to be a good game, but even then, after watching this, it over delivered and then some with the way that we pretty much saw everything in this game. You want controversial call? Oh, you bet, Joe. We had some controversial call in this game. You want red card? We had one in this one. You want fast paced kind of action? Oh boy, we definitely had some in this one. And then most importantly, you want some crazy extra time and potentially MLS after dark kind of moment. Oh yeah, you better believe we had 14 minutes of those, and that this game looked like it was gonna go for forever and ever deep into the New York night. Now that being said, of course, this game was originally supposed to start at 7:30, but because there's bad weather in the New York area, they had to delay this match, and the new kickoff time was 8:40 p.m. By the way, by the time this game was underway, there was no rain whatsoever for the rest of the game, which that's something that's kind of interesting because usually when you have a long weather delay, maybe there could still be a factor in terms of the rain. And also, I think that maybe kind of is the reason why this game played very fast because that slick surface at Yankee Stadium, and as much as I know, that turf is definitely controversy, and you don't have to ask Wilfred Nazi about how he felt about the turf, and also so this game taking place at Yankee Stadium. To be. But yeah, again, that kind of maybe played to the factor that it was a very fast-paced game at time. Now, the first shot of the game did see Cucho hits one right to Freeze before Arfson had a shot that was somehow denied by Freeze, though this is one that Max Arfson would want to have back because he was wide open into the empty net. Or he was wide open and he had an empty net to shoot, and he missed that one. I mean, it was a great save from Matt Freeze, but that's one that Arsenal would definitely want to have back, and probably should have been 1-0 in favor of Columbus. In fact, this won't be the only time. I'll talk about how Columbus probably should have been leading in this game early on because they really dominated the first half in this game and really majority of this game. And I even wrote the Crew, they have started well, and it doesn't look like those CONCACAF Champions Cup hangover has got to this team. Remember, this is the first game for the Columbus Crew that they're playing ever since that 3-0 loss against Pachuca in the CONCACAF Champions Cup final. And I even mentioned before, how is this team going to respond after such a crushing loss that they had in that game? Well, they definitely responded very well throughout this game. And it also kind of helps the fact that they definitely got plenty of rest coming into this game against NYCFC. But also thought that again, both of these teams was very direct at time. It's been end to end. That kind of would be continued throughout this game as well. Freeze would then deny Ramirez in the front post before Cucho hits one right to Freeze. The shots were already 4-0 for Columbus up to this point, and all four of them was on target. The first shot for NYCFC did see Wolf hits one right to Shote before Freeze denying Rossi on a 1v1. And again, the Crew, they are just knocking on the door, but Matt Freeze, up to this point, he was a wall in front of goal. Like, he was determined to not allow a single goal in this game. And is this going to be one of those games where we have seen before in MLS where a goalkeeper just kind of standing on his head and single-handedly trying to carry their team to victory. Freeze then denied Ramirez as he was in on goal and trying to dink it over Freeze as he was trying to in on goal, but obviously with how well Freeze was playing, he was having none of it. And then on the other end, the post with denying Rodriguez from long range. So despite the fact that that's only the second shot for NYCFC, yeah, that's how things can change in this game. The momentum at times will work kind of wild in this game as well. Martinez then puts it wide in the back post. NYCFC definitely started showing a pulse on the attack. They were pushing for the opener. Though on the other end, Ramirez would hit it right to Freeze as now the shots were 8-3. Actually, it was not for NYCFC. It was for the Columbus Crew. I actually wrote the wrong team there. But the shots on goal were now 6-1 in favor of Columbus. And then in the 40th minute, we have a red card in this game as Illich gets a dog. So here, yes, this was definitely debatable because there wasn't really too much contact in terms of. I think it was maybe just enough, and because of the fact that when he brought down Ramirez there, and Ramirez was the last man, the referee had no choice. He had to send him off here. It's a clear example of dog soul. So you're thinking, well, now Columbus should surely take the lead, right? Instead, it's NYCFC the one that takes the lead. It's Augustine Ojeda. He scored for Martinez to give NYCFC a 1-0 lead. It was completely against the run of play, and I'm pretty sure even the most diehard NYCFC fans would not expect the fact that they went down to 10 men just a couple of minutes, and after just getting completely outshot in this one, all of a sudden they're up 1-0 in this game. And also, what's kind of interesting is that throughout the game, even the commentators mentioned that Ojeda was actually about to be subbed off in before this shot happened, which that's kind of a weird time to make a substitution for Nick Cushing. I mean, I understand that you want to change the tactics a little bit, knowing that you basically have one of your defender getting sent off, but it's pretty close to halftime. I mean, you don't really want to just burn a substitute to window because of it, but still, it's a good thing that Nick Cushing didn't make that substitution, because yeah, the guy that was supposed to be subbed off, he scored here, and really just completely against the run of plays and completely against the balance of play. NYCFC takes a 1-0 lead, and then Cucho looked to try to answer, but he hits it right to freeze. And again, despite the fact that Columbus had most of the opportunity, NYCFC were the more clinical side, and they're the big reason why they're leading at halftime 1-0. So heading into the second half, and you're thinking, well, is this going to be one of those days where the crew are not going to be able to find their clinical finishing, and is Matt Freeze going to steal this one? Well, no, because just 2 minutes into this one, Christian Ramirez would score from Cucho and Arfson to tie the game up at one apiece. I say 2 minutes because there was a check for VAR after that goal went in to see whether or not if the goal was indeed not offside. It was originally called offside. They did look at it, and they said that it was not offside. And I think it was the right call. When you look up on the replay, it definitely looked like Ramirez was in an onside position there. But yeah, that ties the game up at one apiece. And then 2 minutes later, Mo Farsi would turn this game around. He scored to make it 2-1 in this one. Freeze made another save here, but you could argue maybe he probably could have done better here. Kind of gave up a rebound right into the path of Mo Farsi, and yeah, just like that, Columbus, after the first half where they just couldn't finish, now in the second half it's been different. They now lead it 2-1 in this one. Though on the other end, Alonso Martinez looked for an instant response, but he puts it wide there, and then Wolf puts it wide on the doorstep of goal. This is how you know that NYCFC is red hot right now, and they've been playing well. Because, I think if this was NYCFC early in this season, this team would have just completely crumbled. But because of the fact that they're one of the hottest team in the league, and that, Nick Cushing has really done a good job in terms of putting this self belief in this team, that yeah, they're down to 10 men and they have everything against them, but they're still gonna try to push to try to get this equalizer. So that being said, in the 62nd minute, this is where we have the controversial call of the night. So a penalty was given to Columbus after VAR deemed Wolf shoved Farsi in the box. To me, I think that this probably should have not been a penalty. I think this was really, really harsh. And especially, they took a very long time to look at this. Like, they took about 4 to 5 minutes to look at this. And how many times I've said before, if it takes that long to look at it, just keep the call. It's clearly not clear and obvious. And when you look on the replay, I mean, yes, there was a Wolf definitely reached his arm a little bit on Farsi, but I do feel like maybe Farsi kind of made a meal out of that. And I also seen that being called at times, where I've seen that not being called on at times, and especially from the penalty spot. That is usually one I usually don't see being called, and if it is being called, it is a very harsh and very soft penalty in my opinion. But nevertheless, they did say it was a penalty. Obviously, the fans did not agree. The rest was then told that he sucked in an explicit way by the NYCFC fans, and I don't want to mention what the explicit way is, because you probably know what it is. But that being said, in the 65th minute, Kucho Wood buries the penalty here. He basically roofed that one to the top right to give Columbus a 3-1 lead. The ref was then told he sucked again after the kickoff has been retaken, and that must be a lot of balls for the referee to say that the kickoff need to be retaken, because you already have some angry fans in the back of you, and then you decide to do that. Yeah, obviously the NYCFC fans, they were definitely not happy about that, and they definitely made their feeling by saying that he really sucked in this game. So that being said, in the 75th minute, Pereira would puts it wide as the flag went up. Columbus started to put their foot slightly off the gas and look to see this game out. Now, this is kind of interesting to see, because one thing I know about Wilfred Nancy's side, This is a team that doesn't usually let off their foot off their gas, and they always go pedal to the metal throughout the 90 minutes. So to see that they started to kind of be a little bit complacent late in this game, that was kind of a bit surprising because all that does is allow NYCFC back into this game. Jones would then puts it high from long range, but then in the 85th minute, Santi Rodriguez he scored for Morales to make it 3-2 in this one, and yeah, Wilfred Nancy is not going to be happy about it. This play, I mean, the fact that you give up a goal when you're up a man and one of the players is still able to play behind you like Santi Rodriguez did, yeah, that is inexcusable defending there. And again, just shows you that Columbus really started to become way too complacent, which is completely not what Wilfred Nancy and Nancy Ball is all about. And now all of a sudden the momentum was with NYCFC as they were pushing for a third goal. And then there would be 14 minutes of stoppage time because why not? This game's already entertaining enough. Let's throw in 14 minutes of stoppage timing, and that MLS After Dark is definitely mandated up to this point because up to this game part it was already around like past 10:30, so you knew there was going to be some shenanigan in this one. Risa that would then skies one back to Long Island before in the 12th minute of stoppage time. Matan did try to seal it, but he missed wide there. To Columbus credit, they did defend very well throughout the stoppage time, not really allowing NYCFC set on the attack, but in the end, they survive of a game where, yeah, definitely got a little tense, so than they needed, and I'm pretty sure Wilfred Nancy is not going to be happy that his team uh went a little bit too complacent late in this game, but a win is a win. That's now fourth straight win for Columbus, and once again, they're definitely sending a message to the rest of the league that yeah, those hangover and those Concacaf Champions Cup blues that they suffer after that loss against Pachuca, that is pretty much in the past now. They get a huge victory against one of the hottest team in the league, that is NYCFC. Shots in this one, 18 shots for the 14 that NYCFC has, 6 shots on goal compared to 12 that Columbus has. Yeah, Columbus was that definitely on fire when it comes to in front of goal, and they were definitely putting a shooting gallery in front of Matt Freese. In fact, you could argue Matt Freese is kind of reason why NYCFC was still in this game for most part of it, especially in the first half, where it could have been easily 3 or 4 nothing for Columbus if Matt Freese was not in goal. One shot off target for the 5 that NYCFC had, 2 shots that was blocked for the 4 that Columbus had, and possession-wise, 55% possession compared to 45% possession that NYCFC has in this game. And like I said, what a game this is. I mean, I know that there are going to be some people who will say that there were more entertaining game than this, and there was. I think we have seen some really crazy game throughout MLS. I think the game I'll still say that is probably the game of the season so far is probably that Rocky Mountain Cup that we saw between Colorado and RSL, where it was kind of like back and forth. And at least it didn't. At least that game didn't kind of have the controversial moment as we've seen in this one. And I'm pretty sure NYCFC fans will be very upset about that, especially with the way that this ends up to be a 1 goal game. They'll be very upset about that penalty that was that gone against them. And without that penalty, they probably got a point out of this game. The bottom line is, I do think Columbus deserved the win in this one. They were the better team in this game, and like I said, while Wilfred Nancy will not be happy that his team kind of become a little bit too complacent late in this game, he'll definitely take the 3 points, especially a big way to get a win against one of the hottest team in the league, and a way to bounce back after just such a brutal loss that they had against Pachuca, and not to mention even off the field, they've been suffering a lot of loss off the field too. I mean, first with Tim Besichenko no longer as the GM with Columbus, and now they also have a couple of front office member not going to be with the team, and even Aiden Morris looked like he maybe could be playing in his final game in this one coming off the bench, as he's going to be going to Middlesbrough when the summer transfer window open. But there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you like, smash the subscribe button. As always, let me know in the comments below what do you think of this video. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.